Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo. Didn't check the Discord. Are we going today? I'm only a minute late, you know. I'm only a minute late. How are you doing? Also, no time command. Do we need that? I guess I could make one. It's probably just a little algorithmic code I can add in, right? I'll look into that if we want it. That's the second stream in a row you've mentioned the time, the uptime. Had me confused. This was on in the background. Nervous Nelly. I haven't missed that much, you know, and I'm trying to stay on them, and it's not for lack of trying. What was the reason last time? Ah, my son. Yeah, he had to stay off school, so we missed last stream. Comment. But we're back now. And let's make some prints. How is everyone doing? It's been spotty, I guess. Not that bad, but we've missed a few streams the last few months. It's been a lot. But I think things are gonna get better now. I finished the previous job, the block for what's it called? The block for Asuka Sensei's project. That's done. And so today we're going to be moving back on and doing the Nausicaa print. We're going to be doing the Nausicaa print. I'm just sharpening one of my chisels right now. These have been they've been a little bit neglected. I haven't really had time to sharpen my chisels, so I just want to sharpen this one a little bit. We're going to be using this one a lot today. Let's flick over. I hope everyone is doing well. There's the print we're working on. This is my Patreon New Year's card. This is Nausicaa, obviously. We can talk a little bit about that later. My thoughts on this type of print. Let's save it. No, you haven't, and I have no intention of giving you any grief. Haven't what? Haven't been on it. I'm not insulted, it's fine. I just got to flatten the back of this chisel. I didn't take it personally. Well, I have actually been missing a few. Last week I only did 30 minutes streaming last week. It's really easy to roll the backs of these chisels. Keeping these flat can be a little bit tricky when the blade is not so thick, the chisel. When you've got a really wide one, let's find that. When you've got a wide one like this and you put it flat and you move it back and forth, it stays really flat and it doesn't rock so much because there's enough steel there. But when you have these smaller ones, there's not much steel to stop it from rolling side to side. So you have to really press down on them. This is just about the limit I can do without using a little help. But I don't have a specific piece of wood actually. I usually take chips. There's some chips lying around somewhere. And I just carve a little groove in a chip and I place it on top so it lies flat. And that gives it a bit more support so it's not going to rock as much. Here, I'm just being careful. And the good thing about these chisels is they're just so quick to sharpen. Getting that back, take your time to do that. But the actual front bit, if you can hold it straight, it doesn't take that long because there's just not that much steel there. I'm at recess and watching on my phone. Happy Ukes. You're in school? University? 3.5 days till our holidays. I saw. Let's put some music on. So I don't want to be. There's no Christmas holidays where I am, so I'm quite jealous of that. We get 3 days at the end of the year, and if it's a good year, they sort of link up with the, what do you call it, the weekend. So I think this year it's like 4 days or 3 days or 5 days. We get first, second, and third, I think. Maybe the 31st. I think it's about 5 days holiday at the end of the year, but no Christmas. Just make sure I'm getting it straight. And for this one, I don't need to worry so much about rocking and curving the edges. The act of doing this side to side, you can do it in a way that I don't move my wrist and I just make it completely flat, or I can just do it in sort of an arc. I can lock my arm into the table and do that, and it's giving it just a slight curve, which is enough for these little chisels. Ah, okay. You're the teacher. That makes sense. Wow. Ad hoodie. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the subs. No more ads for you. After watching your sharpening stream, I bought a hard stone like the one you're using. It's very nice, but the bottom is irregular and neither needs to grind it down or fit it to a silicone. Yeah. Suggestion for that, I had the same. You can see that the price used to be written here, and it's still not perfectly flat. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a couple different things you can do to this. If you get a nice concrete slab outside, or like a paving slab or something like that, you can grind it down. There is something that can really help with that, do it quicker. You can get, this is a Shapton product, but it doesn't matter the brand. They're all the same. It's just like a little grit you put down and it'll cut through it quicker. It doesn't really change the finish or anything. It just makes things go quicker. So get like a coarse one of them. If you're grinding the back of these, it can take an awful long time. You just got to be patient, splash some water, and use a bit of that to help it go a bit quicker. Either that or you can use a diamond stone. If it's just a little bit irregular, you can use like a 400 diamond stone if that's what you have at hand. You okay with that? Yeah. I'm just going to round over the sharp corners a little bit. I'm in the market for a new sharpening stone myself. I got this, it's sort of like intermediate beginner quality stone. They can get really, really expensive. I did go to the stone shop and they had lots of stones similar to this, or maybe a little bit better than this stone. But they didn't actually have the one I wanted, so I didn't get it at that time. I think it's going to be a bit tricky to find my perfect stone. I want this, but much more orange. If I can wipe this down for you, you can actually see. Let me just do the back and I want to keep the clay on it for now. Once I'm finished with this, I'll show you the back of it. Just take that sharpest edge off. That'll do. That'll be nice and sharp for today. We can get perhaps that. So I'm going to show you. Let me show you the color of the stone. Is there a nice hard spot I'm looking for? Not really. Actually, down the bottom here, you can see that there's like an orangey color. Ideally, I want a stone that's sort of like that all over. That's the one I'm looking for. This is fine. It's a little bit softer than I'd ideally like. But for the price, it was pretty good quality. I think it doesn't say it. It was about 7 or 8,000 yen, this one. But yeah, I'd like one a little bit harder. So a little bit more orange. And the big issue as well is that often they come in different shapes. Like I want a long, skinny one because the middle sort of becomes useless and I end up having to grind down a lot. The sides always wear out faster. So if I have a really wide stone, like a square, then it takes a long time to flatten it. So ideally I want a narrow one like this, no wider than this really. And preferably quite long so I can use different parts of the stone. They do get expensive. I paid $150 $50 for mine. They do get expensive. So I'm on the hunt for one of those. I've been keeping my eyes out for a while. Because I am a complete and utter workaholic and I don't know how to rest, last night I finished up the block yesterday for Asuka Sensei. I sent it over in the sort of late afternoon, so it should be arriving there this morning. And because I don't know how to rest, last night I got carving on this and I got a bunch of the clearing done. I'd done maybe some of this cloud before, but I got a lot of this and I finished up the borders. So today we only have a small section here to do, but it is a little bit picky and a little bit finicky, so it's going to be slow clearing today. But hopefully, I think we're just going to run till the end of the stream and we should be able to get an impression from this today. So that's fun. So by the end of the stream, you'll see what this actually looks like. We can check my carving. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of touching up, but we should be good to roll. I put it on my oscillating sander 8 grit. Oh, okay. Silicone or diamond wheel, yeah. All good options. I have to watch this again on my computer. Sharpening is so challenging. There is a video, if you go on my archive one, we sharpened all these chisels and I think I talked about them quite extensively. No dots today, no. All the dots are done. Let's go, let's go. My own camera. This is where I want to cut off. Let me just adjust this. It's taken quite a toll on my body, you know. More dots. About that, there is another project. There is one more in the series. I've done, I think, spring, autumn, and winter. And now there's still I think it's the summer one that's left. And that one has a lot of dots as well. But I've I've pulled myself out of the pool of carvers on that one. For the first time, I sort of stepped back and I've set some boundaries. My body's kind of wrecked. I'm not having fun anymore. And it's taking a toll on like my family, home life and stuff. So just for the sake of everything, and I think I'm at a point where I can sort of I should be able to draw a boundary. Again, it's like it was 130 hours again, that block. I'm just kind of zapped. I'm kind of zapped. And I have my Patreon and stuff as well. But I need to, like, there's people supporting me and I want to give back to them in an appropriate way. I want to make them a really nice print. I want to do lots of posts and stuff. So I have other obligations as well. And I think he understands. Hopefully. I don't want to have a bad relationship with him, but I did need to draw a line there because it was not good for anyone involved. The dots were either it was a big block. It was a lot of dots, but like that's fine. Like in the different circumstances, that type of work is it's whatever. It's just part of the job. I don't necessarily mind it so much. It's not fun to carve, but like that's just part of the job. It's fine. No one's job can be like, even if you are doing like your passion, there's always parts of someone's job that are like less fun. But I think it's, you just got to take the good with the bad. And it's a lot about attitude. Like you can choose to look at it like these dots never ending, or you can just peaceful, happy little dots. Anyway, I don't want to talk so much about that. Figuring out when to part and when to hold on a client is rough. Yeah, it's tough because you have your pride that like I can do this, and there's also you want to maintain relationships. But if it's affecting your health and your home life and stuff, then you just got to balance things for yourself. What's worth it? Probably drew that line a little too late in the day, but this corner down here is really hard on this spot. Quite surprising. There's a big knot. You can't really tell. I've cleared most of it out. There is a knot here. You can see it just there. And so this whole section here is really, really quite hard. So it's a good thing we have a nice sharp knife here. I need some oil. See you later, Happy Ukes. Thanks for dropping by. Anyway, what did I want to talk about today? That's not what I wanted to talk about. So I finished and I have a little bit of a weight off me now. So we can start to look towards the future and get ready for next year. I'm setting up a little printing station here. The renovation I showed you before, my design for my room, we got a quote back from the renovation company and it was extortionate. The amount, it was it was maybe like 4 times what I was expecting for the whole house. And there's negotiating when it's a little bit higher, but when the bar is so high, then there's no point negotiating anything. So I'll be doing the studio renovation myself. I'll be setting up. It's the same design, but I'll be doing that at some point. I might need to take some, just like use all my paid holidays, take some time off to get that done. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but hopefully early next year. That's very kind of you, Had Hoodie. Had Hoodie. I thought you'd be way older. I'm 30. I'm 30 something. 30 something. I'm 33. I'm 33. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I guess I'm a bit of an old soul, perhaps. So yeah, I'll be doing that renovation myself coming up. I'll see if I can get a YouTube video to go with that. And then to go with that, I'll be setting up not just a carving bench, but also a printing bench. And I need to get all the tools and pigments and stuff for being able to print at home. Until now, I haven't really bought any printing tools. God, it's hard. Because I did all my printing up till now at Takumi Hanga. I did it all at the studio. So I never invested in printing barons. So I need to order some barons, I need to order some pigments. I have some tube pigments, but if I'm going to be doing it professionally, I need to get some proper pigments. The tube pigments, they're good for, just quickly doing little tests and stuff at home. But if you're wanting to make really nice, vivid, professional looking prints, then the powder pigment's much better. How far are you physically from the studio? I used to live just down the road from it, but now everything's like an hour for me. I live on the outskirts of Tokyo. Technically, I'm in Saitama now. It's not Tokyo. Tokyo's all connected. It's funny, it goes out really, really far, all the way to past Ome and towards Okutama. That's still Tokyo, right? But when you go north, it quickly becomes Saitama. I'm not sure what the cutoff is. It Omiya? Omiya Saitama Shintoshi. So I guess it's like Omiya is around there is the boundary for Saitama. So I'm about an hour from Okahankan and about an hour from Takumihanga. Need a small chisel. Yeah, it's a ways, but I don't end up. I spend most of my time in this room, so I don't often actually have to physically be in other places. And when I set up a printing studio here, there's even less reason for me to leave my room. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. Struggling to see there's lots of little flicks and tails on these lines, and a lot of them have rubbed the black lines are sort of rubbing off. So I have to be really careful here. That's why it's so slow. I don't want to push too far and take those little flicks off. And also I don't want to remove something that's actually supposed to be left. Did you say apprentice studio? Well, where I did my apprenticeship, yeah, Takumihanga. That's in Shinjuku. And they're sort of equidistant. I'm up here, and then studio down here, Mokankan over here. Once you get the print factory set up, are we going to see some prints with your name on them? Yeah, we should eventually. It might be a little while. We'll see. But I'll do some practice blocks and Dave will approve them or not. I'm thinking pretty quickly we can get some prints out into the market with my name on them. And there's a lot of prints that I've carved as well, so we can get some Suri Keishi, Hori Keishi prints up there. That would be cool. Well, other than my own Patreon prints. KP, thank you so much. Arigato. Arigato. 6 months. Wow. It doesn't. I'm always so shocked every time I see the amount of time I've been streaming for. It really doesn't feel like we've been doing it 6 months. Does it feel like that to anyone else who's been here from the beginning? Everything's overflowing now. Well, at least in WA. The fishing. Sorry, I've been skipping over the fishing. I don't know much about what's going on in your rivers over there. Missed the first part of the stream. Don't worry. That's what VODs are for, baby. Where's the brush? We're working on you can see we're working on the New Year's print again. So yeah, hopefully coming soon. Hori Suri Keishi. So in prep for that, I think I'm going to swing by Mokankan tomorrow. Have a chat with maybe Ayumi-san or Ishikawa-san. see who's in. And then I'm going to go to a pigment shop there. I'll probably go to a shop called Kia. There's a few good pigment shops. There's one that I've seen. I've never been to it, but I was looking for pigment shops on Google Maps, and I saw this place called, is it Tokyo Pigments? It's down in Tokyo Bay. So it's that's quite a trek for me. Like hour and a half, 2 hours probably to get down there. But it looks like a really, like kind of a new, fancy, you know, all the jars of pigments on the walls. And if I wasn't so far north, then I'd probably take a spin down there to check it out. They've got an online website as well. I think it's called Tokyo Pigments. Yeah, this year went stupidly fast, I think. Too many damn things happened and ruined the perception of time. Yeah, it did absolutely fly by. Also, it feels like a lifetime ago at the start of the year. The time flies, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to express. I didn't pop these corners out. It's been a weird year. It's been a busy year. I've been thinking about the issues you discussed a while back. I think all the prints the size that Dave offers are significantly undervalued. I pay 63, postage included, for my last series. I think more like 95 is equatable with most of that going to Carver's printers. I have no say in his pricing or anything he's doing. I think none of that's on me. Like I don't comment on any of that. It's good to know that people are willing to pay more for prints that I've made, which is very nice. People thinking things are undervalued, undercosted, is probably a good state of affairs to be in. Better than the other way around. Send your suggestion of giving most of the money to the carvers and printers today. That's great. I like that idea. I support you. The days are long, but years are short. Maybe that's the best explanation for what I'm feeling. Yeah, the days are long, but the years are short. I also think is it just getting old as well? Summers back in school, they used to feel endless, and then when they end, it all happened too quick, didn't it? You can see I'm going really tentative with my chisels. When I've got nice thick lines, I just smash through them. But it's the same with the bonsai print. The reason that's going so slow is because all the lines are so thick, and it's so easy to just be careless and chip some of them off, especially when the lines are rubbing out and you can't really see everything great. can bring some energy back. Yeah. I'm gonna mix things up next year. The hard part is done now, and next year we can mix things up. And I think after the stream today, I haven't really had a day off since early September, maybe. I had, oh no, that's not true. I did go camping once. Apart from the camping, it's been months without a day off. So I think after the stream today, I might take a day off, and I gotta finish off some designs for stickers and stuff. So maybe I'll find a cafe and do some sketching. Probably not. I'll end up sitting on the sofa and eating combini lunch and doing some sketching there. But I might take a half day paid leave today after this stream. Well, it'd be a full day of them carving on stream. I think I've earned it. You have to do more exciting, fat, childlike things like fighting with the dude who drew all those dots. Good content though. Was it? Was it interesting to watch me carve a million dots? If it was, that's good. That means I can have a lot of leeway to just do whatever and you guys will be fine. Just happy chilling alongside me. Torture. I haven't cleared out any of these little corners. Usually when I'm carving, I obviously did this really quick. I didn't have time. Especially at the bottom here. When two lines intersect like this, you always want to cut that corner off because the chisels, like if you don't perfectly get down to the bottom of the corner right in there, you don't get right in that joint and press it down really nice there, it's really easy to leave just a little splinter of wood still connected there. And when the wood is hard, especially like this, it'll just rip those skinny lines away. And there's some weird grain stuff going on here. It's not popping out straight. Let's just make a quick check. There's another one here. Pop that out. Any more? Really sloppy of me. You said you do stickers. Where are those available? I do them as a reward for my patrons. I do little stickers like this each quarter. So each season I do a new set of designs. One is being a tooltip, and then another one is random random different themes. So I've got to do the winter set for these stickers. In the future, I think I will make them available. But for now, they're only as a reward for my Patreon members. It seems silly to sort of set up and file like all business taxes and stuff just for selling a couple stickers. It's not worth the extra effort at the moment to sell them individually. If I had some prints and other stuff I was selling as well, doing all that, business paperwork and filing my own taxes. Work handles most of the majority of my taxes. I just have to do a few little extra pieces of paperwork. But if like a larger portion of my work is coming from like personal projects like selling stickers and stuff like that, then basically I have to take over all of that work myself. And Mokankan will just give me like just their little portion. So at current, selling those stickers individually is not really it's doable, but it's not worth it. So in the future, I'll make them available. Well, it's not that complicated. There's a threshold for wages outside of your primary work, and if they go over a certain thing, I guess for most of you, the majority of our viewers are actually American, and you guys are very used to just the standard. I think your tax things are quite tricky, right? You have to do all your own accounting. So actually, for you guys, maybe it seems just simple. Just do your own taxes. But there's a lot of papers in Japan. They like their paperwork. And if I can minimize not having to do one extra job. Yesterday, I got caught up on all the stuff that or pay someone to do it, yeah. But again, for like the cost of what, a $3 sticker, it's not really worth all the extra hassle. Mine are tricky, but less intimidating than you'd think for a freelancer. I actually found the modern W2 forms to be more complex after being away for years. And I'd want to, when I finally get round to like selling my own stuff and doing all that, then I'll want to do them properly the first time. So I will be hiring like an accountant and someone to help me make sure that I'm submitting everything. So I have like a blueprint of how to do it myself in the future. And so I want to pay someone to like walk me through it so we can get everything sorted the first time so we don't run into any issues. And also if I do something wrong, I'm a few years away from permanent residence, and like it could cause problems if they find out that like I've been underpaying for something and they think it's on purpose. I just don't want any issues down the line. So we'll play it safe. Not there. I thought this is what happens when everything rubs off. I thought I was working on a line there, but it turns out it was just one of the waste cuts. And when you start a line, you start just a little bit before the line and then you cut in. And you do the same on the other side. You start a little bit before the line and cut in. I've been clearing something there. It's not clearing nicely. And then I get to the end of that thing and it's just cut off at the end. It was just the waste lines from carving. But there's a program that manages all that and it's not that expensive. Here in Japan, I'm not so sure. I don't know. Not fun having a tax moment. Yeah. Random question. Does anyone use Aqua Lino printing inks? Lino printing inks. Not me. I don't have any experience in them. I did actually do a bunch of other. Well, I did screen printing, and it was all mostly focused on like t-shirt making. So I did lino printing, but lino carving, and I made t-shirts from it. I made little stamps to like paste on t-shirts and stuff. And on lino prints I was making. But I don't. It's also been a very long time since I did any other form of printmaking. I need my sample image, you know. In fact, I might go get that in a second. I'll just clear the obvious bits. See if it's pop these out with a knife. I didn't mention last stream, but I did end up buying a rice cooker for my wife. She's already got it. I got a very fancy rice cooker. You can judge me, but I feel kind of bad about buying her an appliance still, but she's very happy with her rice cooker. It has a function that cooks rice in a special way if you're going to freeze it. I don't know what it does differently. But she was very happy with that. Did she say best gift I've ever received? She didn't say that. I've got some nice. I'm pretty good at gift giving, you know. That's. I really enjoy buying gifts with people, which is why the rice cooker feels like not very satisfying as a gift to give. Is it a double-decker one? No, it's a Makita. You plug a drill battery into it. Oh, double-decker. Sorry, I was thinking Black and Decker. Ignore that then, it's a terrible joke. Black and Decker, I don't know if you have them in America. It's a it's a drill and like a hand drill company. Maybe it's just British. Makita, Waltz, like that. I misread your comment. It wouldn't surprise me if it's in the US too. It wouldn't surprise me if, like Makita, they do something for everything. They've got radios, coffee makers, a rice cooker. I wouldn't put it past them, you know. You plug your drill battery into the back of a rice cooker. I'm starting to think I didn't cut this bottom line. I score everything with a ruler, but I think because it's carved really shallowly along the back here, and I think it's because I just scored it here because I didn't want to break all the ones that were intersecting with the borderline. Here, everything was cleared really easily. I cut them, I scored them with a ruler first, and then I cut them deep, and I think I just left this one just scored. I've maybe gone in, but I haven't gone deep. Makita 28-volt toothbrush. If Newbie had a rice cooker, it'd be funny, yeah. Zero shock. Zero shock, yeah, zero shock. So what else? I yesterday I spent an obscene amount of time. So I finished the project. I got it all sent off. I took it to Yamato to get it sent over to Shinjuku. And then in the afternoon, I spent hours going through all the different subscriptions and different programs and apps and stuff I have, as well as student finance and all these types of stuff. Because my card had been cancelled, all of them had messed up. My card's back. I just hadn't had a chance to do everything. So Photoshop and Canva and just everything. Everything. So much. PayPal was all messed up. It wouldn't accept my new card because it already knew my card. My subscription for Mokahankan, I hadn't paid for that. Anyway, I think I got everything now. I think we're over the hassles of the no bank account thing. It's all sorted now. I do have a feeling there's one other thing that I haven't done. I'll have to go through my emails and check. I've got a sample on screen here actually. Let me just pop this up. The rice cooker is not battery powered now. I was only joking. The blood does kind of stain your teeth. What conversation have I missed? Also, hello, Chicken Meister. How you doing? You're doing something very similar. You've got a bunch of skinny lines like this you're working on at the moment. Let's just do this line. Let's make sure everything's deep enough along this line. Someone did a PC with a battery. I'm surprised it's not a commercial product from Makita. We should maybe go through a list of them. There are some ridiculous things that they've got battery powered there, you know. Since I'm going to be doing this construction myself, up until now, like all these desks, I don't have that many tools. I've got a driver and a drill, and then all the cutting has been just like done by hand saws, which is fine, but I don't have the time to waste cutting big plywood slabs with with a tiny little. I'll show you my hand saw as well. It's pathetically small. It's a little flush cut saw. It's only like this big. It cuts beautifully. It cuts beautifully, but it's tiny and it takes so long. We got like nearly 3 meters. I've connected boards together and layered them, so it's two plywoods like offset slightly like bricks to span the whole gap. So we've got a really nice thick solid base here. But cutting through this with a little flush cut saw, it's a nightmare. I should never have done it. It was ridiculous. So I want to get myself some nicer tools. I need to get a jigsaw because my design has a lot of curving shapes. And I also want to get a track saw. But they're quite expensive. But I'm not doing it without a track saw. Or at least a circular saw, but I don't want a circular saw. I did a renovation on a coffee shop I worked in before in North Wales. And I gave the owner a hand for a few days building new shelves and these racks that go on the wall and stuff like that. And he had a track saw, a really, really nice one. It was just so easy. Everything got done so quickly. My fave is my camping blender that indeed is powered by an 18-watt rigid battery. A camping blender? What do you need a blender for when you're camping? Oh, but you have like a big RV thing, right? That's okay. You're not like backpacking and then also bringing a blender with you. Essential for survival. Blend up acorns. Vladimir is getting judged quite strongly now for taking a blender camping. I'm sure he has a perfectly reasonable. I'm struggling to think what the reasonable thing is, but I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe Tara doesn't know what a margarita is. Did he say margarita? Oh, he said margaritas. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know what a margarita is. I take it back. It's a perfectly valid reason. That's on me. I'm an idiot now for not reading the whole comment. This is why you should keep your comments to like just one sentence, because I'm likely to skip over the. Once I've got the gist of it, I move on. That's why I force myself to read a lot of them out. You know, not only it's good for the VOD, but it also means that I'm forcing myself to read the whole comment. In my defense, I am trying to focus on carving. What time is it on? I think we're going to be just about perfect time. We'll be able to print this at the end of the stream. And now I'm sort of done with that. I can also start focusing on some of the other little creature comforts. I wanted to change my overlay a little bit. It's been annoying me for a while now that the border for my camera, my face cam, is sort of inked line, and the border for the title and the Instagram things is a nice, smooth, beautiful, crisp line, and they don't work together, and it annoys me. And also, the where the camera lines up and the New Year's card there, where it dips down, where it curves down, that really should line up with the edge of the camera. So I'm going to be making everything a little bit tighter, and I'm going to bring that border down quite a bit. But that unalignment is the one that's annoying me the most. That my face cam doesn't line up with that bar ending there. So I'll be fixing that and doing some alerts. Maybe I think the only ones I'm going to do is new follower. Maybe do I want that on the screen? That might be a bit much, but definitely for subs. I want to. You guys deserve an alert for that. So maybe subs and follows. We'll put them on screen, and then nothing else. It's the tequila and ice that takes up all the space. I'm not a big spirits guy. I've mentioned to you guys before the El Caracoro, my favorite restaurant here in Tokyo. It's a really sweet little Mexican place. I've had some margaritas there, and I like them. I used to work in a cocktail bar before in London. I really don't drink cocktails myself. Sort of Guinness, beer. That's it. I stay away from spirits. I worked at a couple. The main one I worked at in London. I don't know if it's still a thing now. It was in Haggerston. It was along the canal there in Haggerston called the Great Arquebus. It was a really, really big place. We had like, I think one time there was an event for all the heads of Airbnb and stuff. So it was like quite a big space. People flew in from all over the world to use that space. Anyway, they did like really nice brunch and cocktails and really, really good coffee. I worked there for a couple of years while I was in uni. I did Browns for a little bit. Was that in Oxford? I think it was in Oxford Circus. Beer. Good bottle of brown beer. Isn't that disgusting then? Like I don't drink cocktails really. I can make a lot of them, but isn't the blonde the blonde stirred martini just disgusting? Beer is proof God loves us and wants us to be happy. It's good. When I first came to Japan, getting like a nice beer, like a proper beer, not lager beer, was really tricky. But since I've been here, the craft beer and all that culture has really kicked off, and there's lots of places now that are not only making, but also selling imported beers and stuff. It hit Japan a little bit later, but it's a big thing now. The only problem is that they're all so strong now. Controversial take. I don't think we need 8% beers. You could open a brew pub in your spare time. I used to have one. A coffee shop that sold beer at night. My friend actually opened a brewery back in the UK, and then a couple of years ago he opened his little bar. He's doing really well. The beer is called Tymo, Ty space Mo. T is house in Welsh. More is his name. His name's Morgan. Tymo. Does some good beers. 10 years ago I would have disagreed, but that's become true as I've gotten into my mid-30s. Yeah, we don't need. I had a beer, like, I used to like it when I was younger. I think I'm the same as you. When I was younger, it was just when I nearly bought stocks in Brewdog. Maybe some of you know Brewdog. And there was a campaign going around when they were just starting, because they're a Scottish brewery, and now they're international. You can buy Brewdog in Japan here now. And I'm really, they did public stocks, right? Because I used to work in a pub back at that time. They sent a flyer in, and we tried a bunch of them, because my boss was like really into trying new beers to see what we could like sell in the pub. So right when they were starting, I could have got in on the ground and just like, anyway, I could have bought Bitcoin as well, but I didn't buy Bitcoin. There's no point thinking about it. Anyway, there used to be a Brewdog that I used to frequent a lot. They had a 42% beer, and you drank it like a brandy. It was a bit of a novelty. What was it called? Sink the Bismarck or something like that? Or Nuclear Penguin? It was one of them. But it's crazy. I think we've gone too far. I just want to enjoy my beer. I don't actually want to get drunk from beer. I just want Tactical Nuclear Penguin. There's someone who knows Brewdog. That sounds familiar. Does that mean they still sell it? Scottish beer, yeah. It's terrible though overseas, The punk IPA we get in Japan, it's really hit or miss. I don't know whether it's the travel that's like messing it up. Sometimes it tastes really soapy, not good. So I don't buy it anymore. 42% is crazy. Yeah. It's a whiskey. It was good. Nearly there, nearly there. My off camera. Sorry. Like syrup, yeah, it was really viscous and thick. How are we looking? Little flyaways there. Should we do some printing? Couple little extra things I want to do to this block. Our registration is really close, so I'm going to knock off those corners so we don't damage our barons. I'm just going to take off the top of this. I'm going to lower it just slightly so the baron's not touching it. Only just a touch off the top, and then take the corner off the back. Do the same over here. Just shave that very top surface off, and particularly that corner. Smooth over these edges. That's good. That's a safe registration mark now. It's not going to damage my baron. Then I'll do the same over here. Take off the edges. Take off the back. And then just lower that whole surface just a touch. Done. Oh, I've missed the line. I haven't cleared that bit. Master told me never to mess with the canto. Who's your master? We mess with the canto all the time. I never said that to you. And also, this is the key block. Nothing is registered right now. I can do whatever I like to these registration marks. If I want, I can take a millimeter off the side here and move everything back. KP, totally always messing with the kento. Hopefully not so much on small little prints like this. And when you get a bit bigger, kentos are there to be adjusted. Get used to messing with your kento, and you'll have better prints because you'll feel confident in adjusting them when you can see that there's slightly out. I did this especially on my first prints. You see that the kento is just like a little bit out, but I don't want to ruin it because it's like it's only a tiny bit out, and it's really easy to take off too much, and then like it's really far out the other way. So you've made a small problem into a much worse problem. Mess with your kentos, play with them. Try not to mess with them too much once you've taken your impressions from the key block. After that, you can't touch them. But right now, there is nothing. This is setting the registration. Nothing's actually registered to it now. So if I want to adjust these as much as I want, I can. The only thing that will change is the amount of border I have on the print. No need to just get it right the first time. That's also true. But on larger prints, the paper will shrink and grow, so things happen. I think, quick check. Are we okay with that? Is that going to print? take a good look at it. I'm going to go wash it off. Maybe I should take a picture now. Let me just take a quick picture before I smear stuff all over it. You all happy? Let's focus. Already. I'm going to go wash this off. I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes. I'm just going to rinse it under the tap. Quick see if Dave's chisel isn't in his tool. Oh, you think I stole one of his... Has he lost a chisel? I thought it was a spoon he lost. It's in my little tub next to Ito-san's hangito. There we go, all washed up. Ready for some ink. Soften this brush up. Let me get a napkin. I'm going to switch the lenses out. Give me 1 second. Just light. Need some ink. Let's move this out of the way. He's lost his favorite wide eye ski as well. Ah, I know the one. Not chisels like this, the long pole ones, right? That's something else I have to get on as well. I need to do my chisels. Thank you for the follow, Cruisinator. Arigato. Okay, let's get some cards, protect the registration. Let's put some ink on here. Avert your gaze, we're going to ruin it. I think I've got some pre-cut kikai masa here. Kikai masa is like a cheap half washi and half, what's it called? Pulp. So it's what I do most of my testing with. Going back a few streams, you were on about a present for your son. What about a tortoise? Like a real tortoise? A real tortoise? I don't think I want any pets in the house at the moment. They last for years. They do last for years. That's why I'm like, maybe let's not get a tortoise right here. He's into diggers at the moment. So he's obsessed with diggers. Digger, digger, digger. And buses. We walk to school every morning. It's just every bus. Bus, 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 bus. I'm just warming the block up. Typically what I'd do is I'd leave that blanket on for 5 minutes, but that's boring. So I'm going to just keep working the pigment in. Typically I don't add water, but the brush is a little dry. There was a bit of pigment in the brush, and that pigment had all dried out, so I want to rehydrate the pigment that's in the brush here. So just warming the block up by constantly moving over it. So this is good for you to have in the yard. A digger. A digger. What do you call it? Excavator. You know what a digger is. I've had pets my whole life, and I really love having pets, but I'm okay for pets for the minute. I've got enough stuff. A mole. Introducing an invasive species into the back of my garden. Fun fact, Taryn's shirt was white when he bought it. I have ruined a lot of tops, but... Phil, thank you so much. Arigato. Aren't you supposed to use a spoon? You can use anything. Ayumi doesn't use a spoon. She has like a long metal thing that she's cut a nook into. I use this card. I think it's from a hotel. Town Hall Hotel. I think it's from Thailand. This is what I use. Oh. 1 second. I got a delivery. Hi. ちょっと待ってください. That's such a letdown. That's such a letdown. My sister sent something from the UK. She didn't tell me what it was, so I'm assuming it's something, some sort of Christmas related something. And it's supposed to be arriving this morning. But it turned out it was just some water, some bottled water for the house. I didn't steal the card, actually. I think it was just, they give it, I think. I use a rectangular strip of brass. I cut a notch in the corner. Spoon is not... It's not the only meta. There's lots of different play styles. Let me just... This is just for my benefit. I won't show you this one. This is just some scrap paper. Don't look. Avert ye eyes. I use a palette knife. I have a couple in the shape that's perfect for this. Okay, let's go. Are you ready for an impression? Let me get some paper. We've got some Kakaomaso here. You don't get to see that one. No. I want to show you a nice one. I just wanted to see if the pigment was nice and dark. Ooh, a bit much. Soak most of that into the... Just wanted to check that the block was warmed up, that it was going to print a solid black. Okay, let's go. There's our little print. Shall I pull one more? Let's pull one more. And then I'll put the other lens. I'll put the other lens back on and we can have a close up of it. Too much. I don't need this much. Ooh. Couple little touch-ups I can see I need to do. Let's move this out the way. And let's switch over the lens one last time. Avert e-gaze. And let's take a look. What story involves this character on the airplane? It's Nausicaa. It's yeah, Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. Nausicaa. It's a Ghibli movie. Glider. This line here, I'm going to touch that up a little bit more. It's a little bit fatter than the one on this side. I think that looks a little bit weird. There's a little bit of a bump there. I tried to add some taste, like little flicks and stuff, but I think that's a little bit distracting. So I'll smooth that out a little bit. These lines here, that tail has not got much taste to it. Can you see that? At the top here, that little flick there. I don't like that. It's too heavy. This one as well, too heavy. These are nice. A little bit of work I want to do on this. Just to give that last little something. There's a couple of the lines. The tails of some of them I'll touch up. I'll just balance some stuff like this. This all looks really good though. I like this. Let's see if the other one's printed nicer. Oh, this is a little bit softer. That's better. Don't like that. Not much touching up. Just a little bit here and there. I don't like that. Can you see that one? That one feels really not very brush-like to me. Anyway, I'll do little touch-ups, but I'm relatively happy with it. The airplane is actually the glider. It's called Maeve. It's a glider. It's the coolest airplane thing. I like it a lot. How many color blocks will be on this print? Here's the finished version. I can't remember now. I think it was 6. So I got 3 pieces of wood, both sides, and then a key block, I think. There's the final print. I think it's looking presentable. Did you see the guy who made a glider in real life? Yes, I did. That's very cool. I saw it. I think it's been retired now, right? Okay, thank you guys for showing up. We got a little print. Maybe I'll put this on my stories. Post this so you can have a better look at it. Last flight was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I saw. When I was looking for reference images to do the glider, it popped up. I had seen it before, but it popped up again. Thanks for the carvery. Thank you for the watchery. Arigato. What should we do today? Should we do a raid? Does anyone know? A couple more followers. Thank you to Goke and Salise. I'm sorry. I'm going to ruin everyone's name. I shouldn't read people's names out. Let's see if we can do some sort of raid. I can't be bothered. I want a coffee. We'll raid. Fridays can be our raid streams. Tuesdays we can skip them. Let's leave that. The plane shape reminds me of something Jean Goodall will do. Anyway, goodbye. J Renzo's okay. Let's do that then. Let's do that. Please say hello to him for me. Let me go on to the stream manager then. Raid channel following. Is he up? Ah, he is up. Okay, I got it. I got it. Splendid work today. Arigatou gozaimasu. See you next time. I will see you on Friday. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. Bye bye. Over.